Hey, it's your girl Boogie, and I'm just here with my actual first video of 2014. And I thought I would do something different for you guys. I thought I would tell you a story of my Christmas break, and it's kind of a PG. Is it 13? I don't know, probably more than that. So if you don't want to hear me swear or talk about drinking, then you should probably hit that X button or wherever that X button may be. Right, meow. But anyways, so over the Christmas break, me and Honeystick decided to stay home, and we live in Saskatoon, and Ruby Cakes, our vehicle. She is a beautiful Mustang 2001. And if you know where Saskatchewan is, you know that that polar winter vortex happens to us pretty much all winter long. So there was no way that we could travel with her in that kind of weather. So we decided that we'd do something new. We'd buckle down. We'd just me and him staying home with our cats, Jazz and Cucumber, and we'll just do the four of us and our little family and stay home. So Christmas Eve came, and I was like, okay, babe, like I will cook brunch for the morning. I was like, we should get day drunk, we should get evening drunk, and when Christmas comes, we should get day drunk, we should get evening drunk, just lounge around, have a good time, play games, joke, and just do what we do. Have a good time. So we're at the liquor store, and sorry, my camera is bugging me here. I don't know what it's doing. Yeah. So we're at the liquor store, and we get in there, and it's gonna be closed for Christmas. So I was like, baby, we need to get real here. We need to get serious. There's no fucking around. I'm telling him this in the aisle, and he's like, babe, I know, like, we don't want to be drinking and driving. We want to just stay home, hibernate, and just chill the fuck out. So we're looking down these aisles, and at the time I was a real Captain Mo and ginger ale gal. And so we go down the Captain Mo aisle, and I'm like, well, first, no, I wanted samosas for breakfast in the morning, for Christmas breakfast, and pineapple because I can't handle orange juice. But that's another story. That's another story. But so then we come across, this bottle of sparkling wine, which is basically champagne, and it has two flutes, and it's literally $24 for these two flute glasses and wine. It was like meant to be. I was like, babe, I'll take the right, you take the left. Like, we're gonna do this. Samosas, pineapple style. Let's get crunk first thing in the morning, Christmas Day, Santa Claus, all that shit. So then we picked that up, and there's people in there with their carts, and they're just like grabbing shit like it's the end of the world, like tomorrow is like never gonna come. Like, it's crazy. With the liquors in Saskatchewan, the liquor store is gonna be closed the next day. People don't fuck around, they stock up. So people are, flying down the carts, and there's old people, young people, everything. And this is at like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. So then we go down this aisle, security's walking around, they're eyeing up everybody, making sure no one's stealing, blah, blah, blah. So we come to the Captain Mo, and I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me. And I'm like, slowly raising my leg, looking at Babe. And Babe's like, let's get that 66. We don't want to come back here. So then I'm like, okay, let's do this. So we go to the till, pay our dues, we chill out for a while. I'm like, I don't know. It's 12 o'clock. Like, it feels so weird when you're not already drunk to be drinking at that time. But, we buckled down. We made a video wishing everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And that's what got us started. Well, me, anyways. I was like, babe, let's crack this mother up. Like, let's get her going. So then I start making spiced rum and eggnog. And you don't want lots of those because, there's a lot of sugar and a lot of crap in there. But they taste so good. So good. Like, if that's one thing I love about Christmas besides family and food, it's eggnog. So then I mix a couple of drinks of that. Honey Stick loves Coke. We ain't Pepsi people in this house. So he's hitting the rum and Coke. He's playing the game. I'm in here. I'm making videos. I'm messaging people. I'm having a good time. I'm putting on makeup because it's Christmas Eve. I'm like, I want to look good. I want to take some pictures, send it to our family. I wanted to go to my family, wall and send them Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, because I'm not seeing any of them, right? It's like the first Christmas that I'm not seeing anybody, and the same with him. So that I'm dolling up in here and I'm blasting tunes and he's playing the game and we're yelling back and forth, about whatever we're talking about. And he comes in here, makes a video, and everything's cool. So then we sit down, we're playing games, we turn off the TV, turn on the music. We're playing games, we're talking, we're learning stuff about each other that we didn't really know before. And shit's going good. Like, shit's going great. Like, we're having such a good time. And so we're taking pictures. I'm like, posting them. He's showing me funny pictures that he sees on Facebook. Like, they're little cats that are like hanging there, like the cutest things, or, videos, like crazy vines, and we're just having a ball. Like, everything's so great. And then we're drinking this 66 and it's awesome. Recollecting everything, having such a good time, listening to music, loving life. And then next thing I know, it's like close to midnight, and Honey Stick's like, I'm gonna go to bed, baby, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, there's this much at 66 left. So much for making it last. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm feeling good. I don't want to go to bed. I think I'm going to stay up for a while. So then he comes into bed, crashes right out. And I don't blame him. He wakes up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the only reason why he didn't have a nap was because we were day drinking. And it was kind of my idea. So then he lays down, and we need to have a cold house. Like, no matter what the weather is, our heat is never on. Our windows are usually opened, and our fans are always going. So our bedroom window's open. He's laid out. I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to sit here, and drink by myself. I'm like, that just seems so stale. So I wipe off my makeup off my face with like wet naps or those Pond's pore makeup removers, and it's taking maybe about 4 or 5 of them to get everything off because it was pretty cake face in those pictures. I didn't want anything to show. I wanted to have a flawless face. And so it's in there. It's on there. I'm wiping it off. I'm wiping my makeup off, everything. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm not cleaning this up. So I leave it on the coffee table. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go for a smoke. I'm going to call my brother or call somebody to talk to for a while I have a smoke. So to open our screen back door to the, what is this called? The porch or the deck or the balcony. To the balcony, it's a sliding door. And we usually prop up a stick there because, even the lock, if the lock's on, we always prop a stick there just so people can't come in. If they feel like, fuck this place, I'm coming in. There's no getting in with that in place. So I lift that bar up and have my smoke in my hand, and it's not lit yet. and I'm like, have the phone in the other. I lift that bar up, I slide the door open, and then I shut the door behind me, light the cigarette, and the phone's ringing, and I'm calling my brother Jameis, and he's not answering. That mofo. He's not answering. So I'm like, crap, this sucks. Like, I don't like smoking unless I'm talking with somebody. Like, I'm a social smoker, and I only smoke when I am drinking. So I was like, this sucks. So then I was like, you know what? I'll phone World Girl, like, I know it's Christmas Eve and shit, but, maybe she's just chilling watching TV with the fam, like, it's like maybe I could just razz her for a while. And, she's always fun to talk to. So then I call her and there's no answer. And I'm like, crap. Oh, well, whatever, people are with their families, blah, 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 blah. It's Christmas Eve, for crying out loud. At this time, it's like maybe 15 after 12. And I'm out there, I finished my smoke, and I look around, and I'm like, it's pretty cold. I'm like, oh, geez, like, I'm like, oh, I wonder how my family's doing, and, I'm so happy to be here with Corey, and, I'm loving life right now, I'm thinking to myself. So I out my butt, and I go to open the door. The first one opens, the screen one opens, the third one opens this much, and then bounces back. And I'm like, what the fuck, like, I do it again, and it does that again. It's like this much and bounces back. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? You're joking, hey? You're joking. There's no way. I'm like, you're just kidding with me, right? Like, I'm like, babe, this isn't funny. Like, let me in. Do it again. Boom. Nothing. I'm locked out on the balcony by myself in the dead of Saskatchewan winter. So thank God this window was open, right? I thought to myself. And I'm like, babe, baby, babe, 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 babe. And I'm yelling and I'm banging and I'm like, baby, babe. And I'm like, Corey. I'm like, Corey. And like, we have 2 cats, right? And Cucumber jumps on the windowsill and she's like meowing like crazy. And I'm like, baby, babe. I'm banging on it. And she's like, meow, meow. She's like panicking, even her too. She was like, meow, meow, looking around. I'm like, Cucumber. I'm like, Cucumber, it's only up to you. You're the only one that can save me. You gotta wake him up. And every time I would say something, she'd be meow, meow, meow. And I'm like, crap, this isn't working. I'm like I'm banging. Okay, it's like literally I've been banging for over 15 minutes. I'm like, my neighbors must hear something. No, everybody's at their parents' house. Everybody is at, parties. No one is at home. What are they doing at home? Nothing, like, God, I'm banging around. No one comes. Nobody comes. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, Brown. Oh my gosh. I'm like, this is it. Like, you have to do this. So I'm on the balcony railing and we're 2 stories up. I'm on the 2nd floor and I'm laying on my back and the balcony is like this. And then I'm like this way, laying with it. And my arm is like, I'm like holding on to the railing like this with my one arm. And I'm laying there and I'm just like telling myself, I'm like, Brown, like, you gotta get limp. Like, as soon as you hit the floor, you cannot tighten up. I'm like, you cannot. I'm like, looking down, there's not really snow down there. There's pure ice. Months of ice buildup. And I'm like, you gotta go limp. You're gonna break your back. I'm like, giving myself this awesome pep talk that would have made anyone else go limp in the world. I'm like, your life is counting on it. You could hit the buzzer or maybe somebody else can buzz you in, even though the front door wasn't open. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just like, maybe if I fall and buzz, he'll hear the buzzer instead of me yelling and banging from the window here. So I'm going. I'm letting go. My legs are already committed. They're like, one leg is over already. My other arm is like ready. It's like, come on, Brown. All we're waiting is for you to let go. And I'm like, slowly but surely. And then all of a sudden, my arm's like, no, no, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not giving up. And my whole body tightens up. And I'm like, you're doing the one thing I told you not to do. So then somehow I whipped my leg back over and tossed myself over. It was like on a horse of gymnastics. Thank God I took gymnastics. Thanks, Dad. I flip around and I'm like, oh my God, like that would have been like the worst decision ever. If I broke my back, who would have been there? Nobody. Would have been nobody. My cats maybe. So then after that, I'm like, Brown, you have your freaking phone. Call the landlord. And I'm like contemplating, I'm like, oh my God, it is like 12:40 at this time. I'm like, who's gonna answer it? Like, this is gonna look ridiculous, Like, how is this gonna work? But I have no choice. There's no other way for me to get inside of this building. Or inside of my house. So I call my landlord, and it's the lady landlord. And she's like, hello. And I'm like, hi, give her my first name, my last name. And I'm like, give her my buzzer number. And she's like, you're what? Like, how did that happen? And I'm like, well, there was a stick. I closed it behind me. The stick fell down, and I'm locked out in the balcony. And I've been here for a good 40 minutes. And she's like, oh my gosh, I'll be right there. I just live across the street, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And literally 2 minutes later, someone walks through the gentleman walks through my front door. My cats are going ballistic. Like, they're running around, like, they're going crazy. And he's like, this is his face. He's like, like, he's looking around, and like, he's like, opens the screen, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I locked myself out. Like, that rod there, like, it fell down. He grabs the rod and he like throws it like like it was gonna hurt us both or something. Like, it was a grenade. Like, leave it alone, sort of thing. Like, let's just put that over there, sort of thing. So he's just looking at me, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. And he's like, are you by yourself? And I'm like, I don't want to be like Corey's like sleeping in the bedroom and didn't hear me for 45 minutes, like. So I'm like, yeah, I'm by myself. And then he's like, oh, okay then. Well, I'm glad you're okay. And, geez, he's like, you need anything else? Just call. I'm like, this guy probably thinks I'm freaking crazy. Like, I'm this crazy cat lady that lives alone, and on Christmas Eve. And then he's like, okay, well, Merry Christmas. And then he leaves. And then I'm like, oh my God, this is so stupid. So then I call my brother again, and I'm like, Jameis, or he called me back, and I'm like, told him the whole story, and he's laughing at me, and he's like, only you, Brown, only you. And then afterwards, like, Christmas break was over, and, well, actually, no, after, like, before I even called Jameis or Jameis called me, I came in the room and I laid beside Corey, and I laid beside Honeystick, and I was like, babe. I was like, babe. I was like, didn't you hear me? I was like, I was calling for you. I got locked out of the balcony. I was like, I was calling for you. The cats were going wild. And he rolls over and he looks at me like this. Like, he rolls over and he looks at me, and he's like, well, quit acting up then. And then he didn't laugh, but I did, and rolls back and goes to bed. And I was just like laughing at myself. I'm like, oh my God. And then Jameis calls. So then the Christmas break is over, and I'm back at school, and I don't have any shame in when stupid shit happened to me, like when I do things to myself. So they ask, what happened over Christmas break? What did you do? And I told the class what I did, except for I used, instead of saying alcohol, I said ice cream. And, you know, people were just like laughing, like it was a funny story. It was meant to be funny. Well, obviously it was. I'm not gonna dwell over it. It was funny to me. I hope it was funny to you. But then this girl that I is in my class, she's like, "Oh, you live in those buildings?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "One of mine and my husband's, friends is a landlord at that building." I'm like, "Really?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh my God. Well, what the heck? That's going to be interesting." And then maybe like a week later, we're in class and I'm sitting beside her and she's like, "Brown." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" She's like, "I think I heard about you over this weekend." I'm like, "Oh my God, what did you hear?" I'm like thinking in my head, I'm like, what the heck did I do now? And then she's like, "Yeah, so your landlord was over at our house." I'm like, "Oh God." And I'm like, "Listen, I'm okay. What happened?" She's like, "Yeah, so he starts the story and he's like, I met the most loneliest girl over Christmas break." And I'm laughing. I'm like, "Oh my God." And she didn't even finish telling the story. Like, she just started. I'm like, "Oh my God, the loneliest broad in the world." And then she continues and he's like, "What I don't she's like talking as he's talking. She's like, "What I don't understand is like I opened it and like I opened the door, I walk in the kitchen there's like an empty 66." And then he's like, "The cats are kind of like jumping around and I look at the coffee table and there's all these tissues like she was crying by herself on Christmas Eve." And I'm like, "Oh my God." Like when I removed all my makeup, all of those makeup wipes, he thought it was freaking tissues. He thought I was crying by myself. And to top it off, I told him I was by myself. What the fuck? So then she's telling me this story and he's like, "She was so lonely." I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Did you tell him that Corey was sleeping in the room?" Because I told her this story already. And she's like, No, I just let him tell the story." And I was like, "I think I know who that is. She's in my class." Oh my gosh. And then I was just like, "Oh my God, that's so stupid, like just the lonely, wicked broad. Not even. It was just so much fun that night. And then for some reason, well, I lost my keys to get in the apartment, so I had to phone my landlord shortly after this all happened. And yeah, I was like, "Hi," I gave her my real name and my suit number. And she's like, "Oh." Like she giggled and I was like, "Shit," like she knows, like everybody knows. And I was just like laughing to myself. And yeah, needless to say, it was quite an adventure for me, for sure. And it was a lot of fun. And I am, in fact, like the clumsiest person you'll probably ever meet. And stuff that happens to normal people doesn't happen to me. Like, it has to be the most outrageous, crazy story ever. That it's just how it is. It's how I am. It was an experience. Needless to say, my nemesis, the broomstick, still lays where it should, but I always check it before I go out for a smoke. So that won't ever happen to me again. So you live and you learn. So that is my story. I hope you've all enjoyed it, and I hope you guys had a great 2013 and are having an even wonderful 2014. and 14. And yeah, let me know what you think of this story, and if you'd like to hear any other stories, or if you're cool, you're like, this ain't for me, start showing me cooking or makeup or something other than that. But yeah, that's me being me. So please comment, like, subscribe, share this video, or tell your friends. This is actually me, my real life experience, and I thought I'd share it with you guys so it will never happen to you. So yes, as always, hate is welcome here too, because you can't knock this smile off my ace face. Have a great day, guys.